This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
Cleanup continues across the bi-state after tornadoes touched down on both sides of the river. The Weather Service confirms at least 7 tornadoes in our region. Thanks for being with us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. Kay Quinn is off today. Some of the harder hit areas in St. Louis County were Baldwin, Fenton, and Valley Park. Mercedes McKay joins us live from the point at Baldwin Commons where a window was blown out. It's Mercedes.
Mike and Kelly, the St. Louis County Office of Emergency Management tells me that actually this is the worst structural damage the county has had from Saturday night's storm. I'm going to step aside so you can see crews are actually working on the window right now. This is a window outside of the pool here at the point in Baldwin, Missouri. Crews have been out here all day working on this. Here's a look at the inside of the pool. There was no damage to the slides, but the glass windows actually fell into the pool. Thankfully, no one was injured or in the pool at the time. City leaders tell me they are going to have to drain the pool to get all of the glass out while they continue to repair it. I also spent part of my day in Fenton, where cleanup continued in neighborhoods. A family's car windshield is completely shattered now after a tree blew through it. One woman I spoke to was actually on her way home from work when the storm hit.
I just prayed and I said, God, protect my kids, protect my family, even protect the cat. And I was like, don't care about the house or the cars, just keep them safe and make sure that nobody dies. And I just kept praying that the whole way home.
The rest of the rec center here in Baldwin is actually running like usual. It's only the pool that got this damage. There is no set date at this time of when the pool will be able to reopen. And coming up at 6, we'll hear more from that woman in Fenton who explained her scary experience while she was driving in the midst of the storm. Live in Baldwin, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
The weekend storms also damaged several parts of Jefferson County this weekend. Herculaneum and Festus saw some of the worst damage. 5 on your side traveled to Cade's Playground in Herculaneum today. The outdoor pavilion was completely destroyed. The community is asking for help to clean up and rebuild.
One of the hardest hit areas in the Metro East, Hecker, Illinois, where radar confirmed a tornado touchdown. The wind blew down a lot of trees and power lines. The strong winds even knocked trees into some neighbors' homes. Cleanup continues and is likely to take weeks. Many in the Metro East also woke up in the dark, but power has been restored to nearly every home.
Along with the damage, those severe storms brought in a cold front.
Yeah, Weather First meteorologist, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell, you were busy tracking the storms in real time this weekend, Scott. So what do you know today about those storms?
Well, we're glad they're gone. That's the one thing. You know, we hopefully can get a break from this for a few more days. But we do know that the storm survey teams from the National Weather Service, they fanned out yesterday, covered 7 tornado tracks yesterday. They've added another tornado track this afternoon. I want to show you what it looked like here. Before we do that, I'll give you the update. The surveys are still ongoing. There's still a few more areas they're looking at, but 8 tracks now have been identified. The latest is the one where we just saw some of that video from Herculaneum over Festus. All of them quick spin-ups, all of them rated either EF0 or EF1, and no injuries or deaths. And that's the important part of it here. Look at this time lapse. Looking over Forest Park, those clouds just spinning as those storms advance through. It's a much different scene across the area today. There's Florissant with that bright sunshine. Yes, there's a lot of wind, but temperatures have rebounded nicely this afternoon, back into the mid-60s around the metro area. Good-looking evening on the way. Tomorrow's a great-looking day, but we're tracking storm chances along about Thursday. See you with more on that in a few minutes, Mike.
All right, Scott. Right now, a Kansas City teenager is recovering after being shot when he went to the wrong house. The shooting happening Thursday. 16-year-old Ralph Yarl, who is black, went to pick up his siblings, but he went to the wrong address. The homeowner then shot the teenager. Yarls was just released from the hospital. The white man accused of the shooting has not been charged. Leslie De La Boer has more on the protests in Kansas City.
Right now. He is alive and he's healing.
A 16-year-old's family is thankful he's alive.
We want charges. That's what we want.
But they are standing among hundreds in the community. making their voice heard and presence known, taking a step towards justice, up to the home where Ralph Yarl was shot twice.
It gave me a sickening feeling. I just kept looking back at the house.
As a mother of 3 children, this enrages me.
Community members say they are speaking from a place of pain.
We are not just angry when our babies get shot. We are angry every day because our bodies are hurting, our babies are hurting.
Crying out for answers, a community is praying for Yarl's family and peace, not stopping until they get justice.
But the fact that there's a kid in the hospital and everything I read says not even a charge has been done, that concerns me.
Just hold this man accountable. And you see that the community came out and supported. We are a community. If one of our children is shot, killed, we all are here.
And prosecutors say they continue to investigate to determine the motive. A GoFundMe page for Yarl has been raising a lot of money, more than $1 million so far. Several groups plan to rally outside of Kansas City, Missouri's police department. That's tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Still developing in St. Louis City, a man is in critical condition after being shot by members of a police SWAT team. The man barricaded himself in a home on Volson Avenue. The home was on fire while it was all happening. At one point, he leaned out of the second-story window and pointed a gun at the SWAT team. That is when 5 officers opened fire, hitting the man twice. Police say it was a domestic situation and no one else was injured. The investigation is ongoing.
Today, a St. Louis soldier is being laid to rest. Flags in Missouri are flying at half-staff today for Chief Warrant Officer Zachary Esparza. He was among 9 soldiers killed during a training exercise in Kentucky. His funeral took place today at Cross Point Church in South County. He's being buried at Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. Chief Warrant Officer Rustin Smith of St. James, Missouri, also died last month when 2 Army helicopters collided near Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Smith was laid to rest on Saturday.
Today, Planned Parenthood began expanding care to new gender-affirming care patients. The decision comes after Missouri's Attorney General announced new restrictions on gender-affirming care. The restrictions would effectively ban gender-affirming care in Missouri for both children and adults. The ruling would be in effect from April 27th to February of next year. 5 on Your Side talked with a patient who would be directly affected by this ruling.
A lot of us right now are terrified. Here I am today trying to get myself a prescription before I am no longer allowed to in this state.
The other Planned Parenthood locations offering care are in the Central West End in St. Louis, Springfield, Missouri, and Fairview Heights, Illinois. 5 on Your Side's Jacina Coronel will have more on these pop-up clinics at 5 and 6.
A court hearing is set for tomorrow over the push by Missouri's Attorney General to remove St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner from office. Andrew Bailey is building a case to prove she has neglected her duties. Gardner, though, is expected to ask the judge to throw the case out. The hearing is set Tuesday afternoon for 1:30. 5 on Your Side will live stream it on YouTube, KSDK.com, and the 5+ app, and you can download the app for free on Roku and Fire TV.
Building relationships to make a difference in students' lives. The surprise honor an East St. Louis teacher received today.
A century-old document is finally being updated. How St. Louis residents can be part of history. And before we go to break, we want to highlight the More Than Pink Walk happening this summer in Tower Grove Park. Tomorrow, we're asking the St. Louis community to rally together in support of those fighting breast cancer. You can register at komen.org/St. Louis Walk.